Hey guys, 54 New Star here with a totally new tutorial dealing with Blender and of course coppercube. Now I've gotten the new coppercube and this allows us to actually attach objects to bones. So bone meshes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a first person camera real quick in a blank Unity screen. The only thing I did was I added a plane, then I went on to Google and searched for a metal texture, 2D metal texture. So when we have our Toonie character, it doesn't look out of place. So we have our Toonie metal, and then I'm going to see now to add train. Add a camera, first person shooter camera. Add that. Actually, gonna redo this plane, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now we go back to Blender, and we're gonna have our default pose, and then this is where he's just idling. Actually, I'll just keep it like that. And then he's gonna have a he drops his hands off camera to get a weapon. So we're going to go with that. And then we're going to export it under the B3B. And this is Blender 2.70. Now they have a couple newer ones up. I haven't updated yet. We're going to go to Graph Editor. Or I'll take Drop Sheet. I like Drop Sheet. Okay. Now this one's going to be, I want this to really be realistic. The camera is going to be placed right above the shoulders. And when he actually gets a weapon, depending on what it is, he's either going to drop one arm or he's going to drop two arms and pick it up. Also, because I have this new coppercube, it's going to allow us to actually do the same thing with our top-down shooter when we go back to that. He's going to be able to carry the weapons instead of us having the issue of just parenting it to the character. He's going to it's going to be stuck to a bone, and then we can actually rearrange it without it parenting or unparenting or having any issues. Also, we should be able to delete the character and then have the have the actual gun be a physics object, which is really new in this engine. Alright, so we have this character. And we're going to set all his bones to 0. Actually, we got I. And then I'm going to skip to 20 frames. And his hands are just going to go up and down. Like, he's in a walking pose or anything. Like, he's breathing. And we're going to select all the bones. I'm going to skip to 40, and we're going to raise them back up. And then when we hit 60, it's actually going to it's going to set default right back to the norm. Actually, let's redo that. It looked really good, but it didn't feel like it did everything that I wanted to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set all the bones to right about the same pose. We're gonna reset this arm. This is what you do when you animate. You see, ooh, I really like that. Issue is, it doesn't do exactly what I want it to do. Okay, so there we go. And we're gonna skip to 20. And his arms are gonna go down. Go to 40. They're gonna go up. We're gonna test that animation. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We don't want visual location rotation stuff. We want regular. So we're gonna skip to 20. Arms are gonna go up. Hit the 40. Arms are gonna go down. Okay, and we're gonna play that and see how it works. Okay, we had an issue. Forgot to set them to their center pose. So we can do that right now. And that one's a little fast, so I'm gonna slow this one down by selecting it, grabbing it, and hitting it, and it's gonna go to 60. And then it's gonna hit the 80, where it's actually gonna go default back to its normal pose. There we go. There you go. So we have the automatic running animation. So we're actually going to skip to 100 now. And he's going to, no, we could also do a hit animation because we can attach objects to bones. What we would do is probably attach it to the furthermost bone. So the one that attaches to his actual hand. We will probably attach like a box or something like that, so when the box actually, not his hand, but the box hits a object or a character, it will cause a reaction. So when collision or when near something cause the character to lose health or die or something. But I want to keep it with the FPS standard. We could always do a knife, or we could always add this animation in. I kind of don't want to deal with the whole hitting aspect because I haven't really dealt with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import in a handgun model, and then we're going to actually use that to figure out, okay, how is he going to hold it in the game, because we're actually going to be attaching it to a bone mesh, and he's going to hold it, and so I want to kind of lifelike, so I'm going to be right back, guys. Alright, so I found I had the handgun. It's a Unity asset that is converted over to OBJ. So we have our gun model. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find its texture, which is right there. I need to reopen it. There we go. Shrink it. View selected. Shrink it some more. And move it to right about where his hand's going to be, so he's going to pick it up. Like he's had it in its holster or something like that, and he's going to use it. So, okay. So at this point, let's go back to our job sheet. We're at frame 100. What we're going to do is we're going to select everything, hit I, rotation, scale. And he's actually going to drop his arm, or his hand. And we're going to go to, let's see what it looks like with 120. So about 20 frames. Arm's going to go down. Location, rotation, scale. So I'm going to play all the animations. So there's his idle and walking. Drop the arm. Hit frame 60. Arm's going to come back up and guns in hand. Boom. Walking or idle. Arm going down. Arm coming back up. He's got the gun. And that doesn't look too bad if it stays like that. And I'll attach it actually to bone 12. Okay, so looks like that. So we have our drop, pick up, reload. We could do a reload. So what I would actually do is I'm going to select all this again. Hit 80, so we have our standard pose again. So we are on frame 180, so we switched to 20 frames. So you probably want to take a sheet and write all of this down. But I'm skipping by 20 frames, so it should be pretty good. The only exception is me jumping from 20 to 60 frames. But you're going to be able to see that in the visual animation editor and coppercube. So we're on 80 frames, the standard pose. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to rotate his arm, keep it level down, move it over, and he's actually going to move this, and actually I want to keep this gun in a pose that would be similar. So we're actually going to move this too. Okay, and we're going to rotate this hand. Actually, let's rotate that hand. Reassign this texture because it just disappeared on me. I have to reload it. Okay. There we go. Also, I'm going to save it. Alright, so go back to our animation, drop sheet. Okay, we have 80. I'm going to go from 80 to 200. And again, we rotate our character's arm. Raise it up just a bit. Again, move the gun to a similar pose. And then see how that works. Okay, now we're gonna go through the frames, and I keep watching this, so I know I have a certain amount of fluidity in the animations. They may not be the best, but I'm keeping with a certain pose. So there it says picking up a weapon, Now he's going to reload it. Okay, so we have 200. Now we're going to go to skip to 220. He's going to move this arm. To reload it. So fingers out. Rotation. Okay, so I'm going to see how that looks now. So we're going to skip to about 180. Move the gun. Okay, so that looks really nice. Skip to 40. Arm is going to go down. So he's dropping the ammo clip. $260. Oops. He's gonna go straight back up. Go to 180. Dropping ammo clip. One moment. One reason why I don't use the new blender so much is that they've changed it a bit from what I'm used to. Okay, and 280. Dropping. Reloading. Okay, I have to find out. We get to 50, so I'm literally just going to set this to 500, so I have, a whole bunch of room. And then we're gonna replay it. He's dropping ammo clip, he's picking it up. One moment. It's 260. Okay, and then 280. Duplicate frame 160. Drop sheet. There you go. For some reason it keeps stopping at 250. I'm gonna figure that out. One moment. Okay, so you have to go into this camera pose and then you have to set it. So I'm gonna set it to 500. Go back to our animation dude and then replay our whole animation setup. See how good it is. So his idle / walking pose. He's picking up his handgun. He's gonna reload his handgun, drops ammo, picks up ammo, and there we go. And actually, I like frame 180 a whole lot better. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Because we have 2 frames there, I need to delete it. $160. Copy that, duplicate it, and we're gonna go over to $160, 180 or whatever. Play it. Okay, reloading. Alright, we're back to good. Now what we're gonna do is firing. So we're gonna set this to 290. And select all the bones. And now he's gonna fire. So we have to reset this gun back to its standard pose. So we're gonna set front. Realign it is at a slight angle. Reload the textures. They keep disappearing on me. Okay, so when he fires, it's going to be, so we can play around with that. Yeah, I'm going to leave the textures off because it's just... Okay, so that's 280, 290, no, I needed 300. Hold on. Yeah. Select all those and move those to 300. There we go, okay. Now we need to move those over here. 320. It's gonna be a back of the hand. Now I'm gonna play around with going with 310 because we want a quick animation. And then we go straight back to going to 300. Boom. Okay. Now that's going to be it with this. In the next tutorial, we're going to actually be adding in the fact that he's going to be picking up a what do you call it, a AK-47 or a machine gun, and he's going to have a bazooka, and then he's going to have, I believe, one more weapon. I think some sort of laser gun, or it's a grenade. We're going to be actually learning how to throw stuff. I'm going to export this as a B3B, and then we're actually going to import it into coppercube. So we're not done yet. We're just done with this set of animations. And we're going to go into coppercube. We're going to learn how to cut them up. And then we're going to learn how to texture the object, attach him to an FPS character, or an FPS camera. And then we're going to play around with him walking around the scene, having the gun in his hand. So he's going to pick the gun up. He's going to pick some ammo up. And then he's going to shoot a scene. So he's going to shoot one of those paper cutouts, and it's going to, wherever he shoots, it's going to attach a bullet hole marker. So I'll see you in about 5 seconds. Alright, I want to actually, real quick before I jump to that scene, I wanted to actually show you how I exported it. So in 2.7, I have an exporter called B3B, little poly R, so yeah, I'm going to save as that. Boom. So let's save it one more time. Alright, yes. And then I just want to grab the file destination. Yeah, I am recording. Had a panic attack. Okay, insert an animated mesh. We're gonna play arms B3B, and I'm going to size it up 4 times. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to delete the gun. I think it's importing that too. Go to coppercube and reload mesh. There we go. So if I select him, okay, that's kind of weird. I don't want his center being there. For some reason it's doing that. That I have to figure out why. Because there's no reason for that. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can just re-import him. Center, animated. Yeah, for some reason it is still doing this. Let's see what happens when I actually just carry on. So we're gonna size them up 4x4x4. Actually, we have some other FPS arms in here that have been animated. Pistol hand. Okay, it's the same with him too. Okay, so all we have to do is just attach. And it actually doesn't matter at this point, because we'll just be attaching to bones and not to actual points of reference, which is actually what that is called. So I'm gonna add, no, that's not what I wanted. Go back to Blender, and I'm gonna go for its texture, open, props, cancel, open, paste, weapons, PSD, boom. Okay, for some reason it's not doing that. I'll have to open it up in an image editor. So once, alright, so I just want to show you real quick how I actually convert it. So we have a Photoshop image here, and I actually do have Adobe Photoshop Elements, but I can also open up with GNU or Infran View or Picture Viewer. We'll see what it looks like in GIMP. Sometimes they look different depending on which image editor you actually look. looking to use. I'm going to export as in the same file format, PNG. Let's export it. Yep. Okay. We're done with that part. Exit off that. And then what we're going to do, import the PNG. Oh, these are hands, not the weapons. Okay. So we have the arms, or the actual character. We're going to save image as. Put it in the same place as the prop weapons. Probably not the best place, but okay. Add. It's a quick area for me to get at. Okay, so we have him going at like super fast rate. So we rendered, animated at 25 frames per second. And blend times. That's actually no. I really can't wait to play with that. Animation blending. All right. Okay. So we're actually going to attach animated mesh to active camera. So what I'm going to do now, see what used to happen in the old is that as soon as you attach something, he'd go far left field. So we're going to actually, he's really improved it. Okay, so because the camera's going that way, we actually want to rotate it, let's say 180. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to move him. Probably Laura up. See, I don't know how the camera is going to look, so I'm going to hit play. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to move the camera, I'm going to move him back a bit so I can view his arms. So I can't view his arms now. Okay, I've just been playing around with them. This seems to work out the best. I should probably move his arms just a bit more. Nah, I like it the other way better. Okay, so it's gonna be, I guess, like that for now. Now, what I also want to do is animated mesh. Okay. So let's animations. We're gonna edit it. So we're gonna add frame speed to 25. We're gonna zoom in slightly. Okay, so we're gonna pause it, and we're gonna say, okay, we know we go up to 329 frames. We're gonna go to our drop sheet editor. And we go up to, yeah, 329, so that's good. And this is when you really love Blender, because it tells you, hey, between that frame and that frame and that frame, we get our animation. So we're going to zoom in. So we know from about to 80. So from 0 to 80 is our idle animation. So we're going to go here. We're going to say, okay, we're going to have a new animation. It's going to be called idle / walk or run, you know, depending on what you want. So 0 to 80 frames. So and then we're going to say new. Actually. So I'm going to select that and idle. So there we go. And then we're going to say, okay, we want all animations now. And then we know we go from 80. I wish I could have like a number indicator right over here where you can click on it and edit it. I wish I had that over here. But it's not too sensitive, so okay, I'm gonna say from I'm gonna say new, so I'm gonna go from 80, but actually we're good at 100, so we reset at 100. So from 100 to 160. So what was that? That was us picking up our gun. So from 100 to 160. No. Hold on. Oh, okay. Delete that one. What does this one do? Alright, so new one's called handgun pickup. So from 100 to 160. And then we're gonna say new. And then we're gonna test it over here to see how it looks. And no looping. Okay, so we're good. Go back to our idle. Okay, and then after that was loading. So we go from 200 to 280. Alright. So new animation. And gun reload. So we go from 200 to 280. And then we check it over here. It looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna go to our new animation, and this one should be our last one. So we set it up at 300 and in at 330. Oops. And that's gonna be handgun shoot. So at 300 to 330 is our new animation. There we go. We've just done a whole bunch of animations. So we're gonna go to idle walk, and now we're gonna import our gun. So actually I'm gonna save this so nothing happens to it. Alright, so we're gonna X off that, and then I'm gonna bring in the handgun. Alright, so I just want to make sure I had my folder set up, so it's gonna be insert, import a static mesh, assets, soldier animation pack, models, weapons, pistol. There we go. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to models, materials, textures, props, handgun, and we're gonna size this down 0.4. Okay. Okay, so we need to be a bit smaller, so I'm just gonna go straight down to 0.1. See how that looks. Alright. That should be small enough. None. Okay, we're gonna go straight to no animations. Behavior. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so modify selection. Attach node. Please select joint where a dummy scene node will be added. Okay, so at this point we want to know what scene node we want to get, so I'm going to pause. We're going to pull up our rigged bones, and I'm actually going to see if I can attach it to the hand, and that's going to be bone 13. There we go. So I'm going to say bone 13. There we go. And then we click on the handgun, attach it to that. Okay, now what I want to do is, there we go. It's kind of moved. So actually what we need to do is reset it. So I'm going to move it. Okay, it's kind of acting weird on me, but we should be able to get it to work. Okay. And then I want to move it, and then I'm going to shrink it a bit more because it is like oversized. So I'm going to go 0, 0, 0, 3, 3, 3. See how that looks. Okay, that's maybe a bit small, but yeah, it is just a smidge small. So we're going to go to 6, 6, and 6. There we go. Maybe a bit smidge. Oh, that's way a little bit big. Again, all this editing, you gotta make sure that you do it right, or else it doesn't look right. Okay. Maybe we can size it a little bit later, but that's decent for now. It will work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to idle, and as you can see, it's attached. Gun reload, gunshot, gun pickup, and I'm going to say none, because actually I do want to edit it a bit. Mesh. Okay. Okay, and that's it for now. Kind of short on time, so what I'm going to do is the next tutorial is going to be us actually shooting and hitting a target and causing an effect, and then us reloading it, and so we're going to I'll do all that. So what we'd actually do is we'd set bone mesh to behavior, it'd be invisible. And so we actually, picked it up, we would have it. So I'm going to say play. Hold on one second. Okay, for some reason I keep forgetting that I am recording. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not. So there we go. And actually, let's do something real quick. So when we have behavior, and we're actually going to go to animated mesh. We're going to go to behavior, and when we clicked on this, when a key is pressed, do something. When left mouse button is key up, set animation, select animated scene node, animation type, gun shoot, don't loop. Okay. And then let's see, when a key is pressed, let's do R for reload, and press left up, set animation of a certain node. Let's do animated mesh 1, handgun reload. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to. This is why they have little targeting centers in the center of the screen. So every time it does click, it does do it. So actually, I'm gonna do one press down, one press down. See if that will fix it. So we're gonna hit. No, okay. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to add a plane or a GUI event or a GUI object to where. Oh, there we go. I think it has to finish animation. I'll look into it. But I think what it has to do is it has to finish the animation. Okay, but I'm following. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial, guys. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more. Post comments down below if you would like to see a certain thing done with this tutorial, like enemies or something. I'm actually going to put in some enemies, some turrets, now that we have a scripted behaviors. We actually have a really cool. Actually, I'm gonna. Hold on. Please press set to animation, but move in direction of 3D objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some turrets, so that we can actually have an enemy shoot at us, and then we can shoot at them, and we can have a health system, pick up some weapons, and then what we actually do have is something really, really cool. I'm going to show you it real quick, guys. So we have a cube. I'm going to duplicate. I'm actually going to go to my publishing settings. I'm going to go to Windows. I'm going to say physics simulation, anti-aliasing, sync 32-bit DirectX 9. Okay, we're good with those. And then behaviors, game behaviors, it is going to be a collision object. And then I'm going to actually add a sphere to the scene. Behavior, game behaviors, object moved by physics engine. So we now have some sort of physics engine in the scene. So we now can move objects. This is so cool. And they now fall. Wow, this is so awesome. This is going to be so good for a game. Also, if you shoot it, it should affect. Okay, now we're falling. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Remember, hit the like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more. Also, post comment what you would like to see. And then the next one, we're actually going to put a video inside of a game engine. So it's going to be like a camera, and you're going to. It's not going to see it live, but it's going to be pre-recorded material on what it may see, and when you activate it, you can see what it's seeing. So it's going to be some pretty cool stuff headed up for our little 2D shooter, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the series. Bye, guys.